Good morning once again. Thank you so much for joining me inside the Sister Sense Jumpstart Your Business session, where I help you, in addition to making sense of making money online, essentially boost your income, your web skills, and your understanding of building your online business. So thank you once again. I can't say it enough. It's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is the first time I've opened up our Power Circle, which is exclusive to the members, our Power Circle weekly Jumpstart Your Business calls to the larger Sister Sense community. So I'm excited to have so many wonderful guests listening in and watching the webinar session. Now, our topic for today is generating quick bursts of income in your web business. You know, when I shared this, I said, you know, how wonderful would it be if for business owners and entrepreneurs every day was like Black Friday and you got these wonderful bursts in your income. So essentially what I'm going to be doing is sharing my favorite time, budget, and work-friendly solutions to generating those quick bursts. And really, we're going to explore how profitable business owners oftentimes, in whether it be seasonal or during certain types of events in their business, are able to double, triple, and even quadruple their sales over short periods of time or with minimal effort, okay? So it's going to be a combination of those two things. And essentially my goal here is to help you either discover new solutions. Some of you are starting up for the first time, so you're just trying to figure out how all of this works, right? So either discovering new solutions and strategies or rediscovering a strategy that you've thought about but perhaps life and everything else, right, gets in the way and you kind of said, okay, I was going to work on that, but I never did. So really now is to tap into it and figure out how to make it work for you. So first things first, I want to make sure that you guys are clear. If at any time you've got a question for me, you can post it in the chat box. You can also hit *6 and 1. I'm pretty sure that I put us on Q&A, so you can definitely hit *6 and 1 if you have a question for me. Now, at the same time, I know there are lovely ladies listening to this session via replay. So if that is the case and you've got a question, feel free to send me an email, lhenry@sistersense.com, so that you can follow up with me via email. And again, my email is lhenry@sistersense.com. Also, you may notice when you visit the Sister Sense website, in the sidebar, there's a little gray tab, and you can send me a voice message, which I love. I love to hear your voice, and then I can quickly respond back to you via SpeakPipe, which also has an application that you can download to your mobile device. So if you download SpeakPipe, you can either via the website or your iPhone, So yes, ladies, I just had to take a temporary pause right there, so forgive me. Sometimes I've got to do that. But just to continue, our first QB, quick burst solution for today, is basically where we are going to kick off. LaShanda, I see LaShanda with a U says, good morning, everyone. Wonderful. Ladies, continue to make sure that if you want to introduce yourself to the group or just chat with me, either *6 and 1 or post via our chat box there. So this is one of my personal favorites. And like I mentioned before, we want to talk about essentially how businesses are able to double, triple, and even quadruple their sales. Here is my big one. New launch love. Customers are always looking to buy the next big, new, shiny object. And with the right promotion, many entrepreneurs enjoy the sales that come with new launch buzz. Now, during a solid new launch, you have the ability to generate a burst in sales over a short period of time, kind of like when we look at the music box charts, and we see who's been recently released and how well they're doing in that first week, even when we watch movies or anything like that. That new launched buzz and spike in business is definitely a way to get started with a quick burst. Now, keep in mind that new launches aren't simply for new entrepreneurs or new business owners. Like the first day you open your door is not just the last time you have the ability to do a new launch. And really, I'm going to talk about some lessons learned. You should be promoting or launching at least something new once a month, or at the very least once a quarter, okay? So I'm going to talk about some examples and recommendations as far as the new launch love. But first, let's go into some questions that I would like you to ask yourself today. Remember, I said I want you to make sure that you've got your pen and your pad and you're kind of taking notes with me today. Question number one, when was the last time you hosted a new launch and you launched something in your business? What did you promote? How were your sales after that launch buzz ended? So as I mentioned before, sometimes you get that peak in the beginning and then it drops, right? So you want to think about your initial sales. How were they? And, did you get the kind of buzz that you said, you know what, I would love it if I could maintain that consistently in my business? And one final thing to ask yourself, do you have a new launch in the works? You should be working on something new again. And I'm going to show you that, one, it's not just about creating something new because you just launched your business. And two, I don't want you to misunderstand me and assume that you always have to create a new product, because you don't. So I'm going to show you some different options that you have. Now, as I mentioned before, as far as a new launch lesson to learn, you should strategically launch at least one new offer or special each month, okay? So let's talk about what that looks like. So what I love to do when I'm doing these webinars is essentially not only talk to you as far as what you should do, but show you how to do it, right? That's the real objective of doing a webinar, giving you some visuals so that you can see how the magic happens. One of my clients, Sumia Rashid, is the creator of Ann Nahari Plus Size Clothing, and I'm her web designer. So one of the things that we worked on this year and just recently launched was her new refreshed website, right? So you want to think about the last time you spruced up, dated, refreshed your website so that you could give it a new look. Thinking about whether it's a digital business or a brick and mortar business, I want to say at least 2 to 3 local McDonald's have completely changed their look and feel in our area. Now, we're talking about Fortune 500 companies here, and do they really need to change things because they already have an established customer base? They absolutely do, because all of these things allow them to get people excited about what they're doing and have that quick burst of people going, oh, wow, what's going on? They've got something new, especially for moms, right? In the afternoon, they take their kids, oh, my goodness, they've got a new play area. I have to be in there, right? So for my client, Ann Nahari, we worked on this new website for her, and then she had some amazing photos done for her plus-size lingerie line. As you can see here, that's one of the lovely ladies who participated, I should say lovely models, because she's got some amazing models. And then we updated not only the website but her online shop with the new collection of products, right? So you want to think about for yourself, when was the last time I did a new launch? What new products have I created in the last couple of months to promote my business, okay? Because that's all going to help you. Now, so far the site has launched. It's only been a few weeks, and, the sales are moving up. And, for those of you who are plus-size ladies, you're probably like, ooh, that's pretty. I want to go to the site too, right? Because that's what new launch buzz is all about. New look, fresh look, nice, clean, something that you want to show and share with your audience, okay? So I want you to really think about that with respect to your business. When was the last time you made that happen? Now, here's another example of that. one of the things that I did was put together a new series on Sister Sense called my Power Up Calls, so that every week I could get inside what I like to call the Power Up Sessions with my circle, and we could talk about what it is they were working on, really staying productive in the business. Because one of the things that I found was, in addition to me explaining to people, how to blog, how to do social media, how to do Facebook, a lot of entrepreneurs, and especially my 9-to-5 entrepreneurs who have their full-time job and they're trying to start their business, they don't have enough time to do all the stuff that they're learning. So I said, you know what, I need to create a new space for them so that outside of training, we could talk about what they need to do to routinely be productive in their business. As you can see here, it says, when was the last time you had time to work on your business or your blog, which is what Power Up is all about. So in this case, I figured out a way to add a new product, or in this case, a new service to my existing clientele and create a new space for them, which definitely generated a quick burst in income, because then it was an opportunity for new people or existing people to say, oh, this is something that I like, and they jumped on that, right? So you want to think about, with respect to your current audience, what is it that you're creating for them? When was the last time you thought about, what do they need? What do they want? And, how can I create something new for people who are currently in my circle? Okay, so again, there are so many wonderful ways in which you could create a new launch. It's not simply starting from fresh, but being strategic about putting out fresh ideas and offers on a consistent basis, okay? So here is another lovely show and tell example that I have to share. 1, you can create new products. 2, you can try to figure out how to create new resources for your existing clients. And 3, you can create offers. So there are times when you can put together a limited time special offer for your community that doesn't necessarily require you to start from scratch and produce something new. It's just giving them an opportunity to get something you already have at a special rate. Right? So one of the things that I did, and I've been working on diligently over the course of this year, is my Build It on a Budget series for entrepreneurs who were starting up and did want a website, but couldn't necessarily afford my starting packages, which, it starts at $650 to about $1,200 on average. So I strategically I want to say, once every month, I share this with my community so I can allow new ladies who are in the circle to come in, learn about what it is to build their business on a budget, and sign up for a $450 reduced web design package. So I basically build 5 pages for them for $450, and also provide different options so that ladies can either sign up for the $450 or work on a 9-week payment plan with me, so that $55 a week over the course of 9 weeks, they can sign up, pay for this particular service, and then get their website done, which I have found has worked really well for a lot of my startup clients, because some of them are ready to get the website done, but they don't have the material done yet. So over the course of those 9 weeks, and it's funny how quickly time goes by, I've just finished, I want to say, 3 of those Build It on a Budget projects, and I've done quite a few over the course of this year. It's an opportunity to, 1, give them an opportunity to work with me over a period of time, but at, a reduced rate if they are on a budget, right? So you want to really think about the people you are trying to reach and how you can develop products and services that work for them. In the case of doing the new launch buzz, for this one in particular, I'm going to tell you something exciting about the Build It on a Budget series in just a bit, and how that burst of income is something that I'm able to duplicate again and again and again. So I'm going to share that with you in just a bit, but right now we're just kind of going through the show and tell so you can visually see some of the examples that I'm talking about. This one, by the way, is at buildit.sistersense.com. And then here is another one. Right now, I'm currently doing a for business for moms. For business moms, it's Mother's Day, and my birthday is in May. So Mother's Day is all May for me. That's number one. And number two, I believe that everybody on this call, whether you have kids or not, you are a mother because you birthed your business. Before I had my baby, my first baby was Sister Sense. So I always believe that we're all moms in our own right when it comes to being entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs. So what I did at formoms.sistersense.com was basically create a wonderful package of different resources and live training opportunities, like being able to do my weekly sessions for mom entrepreneurs in my circle. So again, this is a limited time special. I'm only doing it for May because obviously right now this is a time for me to work with the moms as it is Mother's Day. So you want to think about seasonal offers, how you can strategically integrate that into your business. This is something that I do, Sister Sense for Moms, I do every single year. Last year I did 7 sweet treats for moms in business. And one of the things I talked about inside of our Power Up sessions, I shared about 7 different ways to strategically create routines in your business. This is one of them. You want to make sure that you, on a seasonal basis, have something that you routinely offer to your community, and it's clockwork. You know what you're going to do. It's in your calendar, and you make it happen. Because, again, those new launches, whether they be new products or special offers, like in the case of this one here, the For Moms, which is happening this week, it's an opportunity for you to have that spike, that burst that you're looking for by presenting something wonderful either to a new audience or to your existing audience, okay? So now that I've given you some show and tell examples for our first strategy, which is that new launch love, are you interested in doing this particular strategy? Is it right for you? So I want you to think about if you've got an offer you can share or a product that perhaps you can put together and launch within the next month or so. Is this the right QB solution for you? Now, together, we can get it together, right? We can work on this. Inside my Power Plus series, which I'm doing right now, you can participate in 8 live webinar sessions. We're actually doing the second session today, and we're doing 8 sessions over the course of the week, the 4 weeks of May. Now, one of the things that we're doing is putting together a 4-part autoresponder that the ladies can then launch and share with their community. So you want to think about whether or not these are some things that you want to strategically do in your business, because for me, I don't simply want to share solutions with you. I want to make sure that you're implementing and getting it done, because a lot of you guys, you love the calls and you love the webinars, which is great. But I think one thing that is missing is taking that time to implement the information that you're getting. And so that's what I'm strategically doing inside the Power Up Plus sessions, giving you activities that you can do in the session and after the session so that at the end of the 4 weeks we get things done like the autoresponder. And that, by the way, is at pup.sistersense.com if you'd like to participate in the Power Up sessions. So quick burst solution number 2. This is a good one. Bundles are the best. I absolutely love doing bundles, and if you guys follow me, you know that already, right? You know, one of the things that I love to do is put together bundles. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this session, for some of you, you may find a great idea you never thought of. Others, you may rediscover an idea like bundles and go, you know, I was meaning to do one of those, but I haven't quite gotten to it yet. Now, new is nice. It's absolutely great to create something new, whether it be a new product or a limited time offer, but bundles are the best because you are ultimately repurposing products that you already have. So it's kind of quick and easy, right, because it's done. No product time to put together the product, no production time, and more importantly, great offer bundles allow you to quickly generate new sales from products that you previously put together, okay? So for this QB, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Number 1, do you have products that complement each other that you can combine? That's one big question. I have so many women who I work with inside my clarity sessions, and thinking back to one particular woman I worked with a couple of years ago, she had such beautiful design. She was an artist, and she created greeting cards, and then she had print portraits, but then a lot of her images that she created, she had them screen printed on T-shirts. And so I said to her, we were talking about different ways in which she could increase her income. I said, if you've got one greeting card and one T-shirt, and she had a jewelry line. I said, why don't you put that together into a gift bundle so that as opposed to making somewhere between $5 and $10 per sale, you can make somewhere between $50 to $60 per sale because you've taken these products that complement each other and combine them together. Right? And so she was like, oh, my God, yay. Sometimes the smallest things, those little things don't occur to you, but that's why I call my sessions clarity sessions, right, so that you can get clear on what it is that you need to do. So I want you to browse. For those of you who are information entrepreneurs and service professionals like myself, browse your digital library of replays, recordings, radio shows you've done. I've got a digital magazine. Maybe you do too. Magazines you have, pre-recordings, profitable PDFs you've put together, free reports, e-books. Browse that. See what complements each other, and you may find you've got a bundle and you didn't even know it, right? So that's something that you should think about. LaShanda with a U, I love it that I've got another LaShanda in the circle, who's actually one of the members in my current Power Plus session, right? I hope you're enjoying that, LaShanda. LaShanda with a U says, I love bundles too, and I learned that from you. Oh, awesome. Great, great. When you're thinking about these questions, another powerful point for you to make note of is your targets. Right? So in one of my last sessions, I had the ladies on the call brainstorm, right? This brainstorm, write down the different types of people you would like to create items for, whether it be a product or a service. And when you think about those people, what individual items do you have that they would want all together? And that helps me so much, especially when I put together my bundles. And I'm going to give you another visual of that in just a minute. It's all about the show and tell, right? But you think about your audience and what they like. Sometimes confused buyers don't buy, and sometimes people are confused because they go, oh, my God, she's got so much stuff. Which one's the right one for me? And I found that just putting it in a bundle, it's a quick way for me to automatically increase the amount I make per sale, right, because I take multiple things and put it in one bundle. But then it's easier for my audience because then they're not confused, right, and they go, oh, my God, everything is in there, so I can just buy that and I'm okay, right? So bundle lessons to learn. If you are a creative being, especially like me, my creative entrepreneurs out there, it's kind of like every day you want to do something new. Okay, I'm going to do this. Oh, no, this is great. Oh, great, great. It's so easy for you to come up with the next new offer, right? What I want you to do, because this is harder for you, what I want you to do is to stop creating at some point and remember that you have an arsenal of great offers that you created in the past that you can repurpose in the present. And you may go, oh, I did that. It's outdated. On to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. But you're not taking advantage of the fact that this is a powerful, quick burst of income for you when you can take what you already have created and share it again with the world, okay? So here are some show and tells, which is why I love doing webinars. I get to not only tell you what to do, but I can show you how it's done as well. So in the last QB example, I talked about how I love new launches, and one thing that I've been doing is launching different limited time offers, like at 4mom.sistersense.com, it's the 4Moms bundle, right? Now, this particular offer is a great bundle that I basically said two things. One, I want to focus on my moms in business, right? My moms in business have a lot going on, especially when you're a busy entrepreneur and you've got a lot of kids and you've got to really work on a budget. So how can I put together a package that's going to give them the most amount of value, but at a budget that maybe they couldn't have gotten these things individually, now they can get it all together. And then I thought about, well, what are some things that this particular target audience would like from me, those women in my circle. Remember, I said you want to look at your target audience, think about what they need and what you can put together. So in the case of this one, I've got my 90-day access pass to my Power Up Circle so that for 90 days they can listen to the weekly calls and they can listen to previous calls and tutorials, as well as access to my 5-part pro webinar series. Some of the moms in my circle want to create their own webinars or live teleconferences, and so I put that training in there, as well as give them an opportunity to catch up, because moms are so busy that things kind of pass them and they go, oh my God, that was so great, I wish I'd have done that and I missed it. So what they missed, they get to catch up because they have access to my Back to Business webinar conference with amazing Power Circle speakers and the Books Buzz Biz webinar conference. Again, great speakers talking about what to do as far as creating print and digital products. And then a surprise goodie, because every mama, especially on Mother's Day, deserves a surprise gift. So I added something in there as well. So again, this is an example that I put together of a bundle, but then strategically thinking about my clientele, who I'm focused on, and what would work for them. And then last but not least, you want to think about with bundles, is the price right? And so what I wanted to do is not only give all of this wonderful information, but put it at a price point that would just make them go, oh my God, this is truly a gift. Sometimes you buy things for yourself and you go, oh my God, should I spend that? It's so much money, but it's an investment. And other times you're like, oh my God, this is a steal. I need to buy it yesterday. So essentially what I did was, and what you do, what I recommend, is when you do a bundle, you look at each product and just basically add up the price. And so I've got multiple products in there. I added it up, and I said, you know what, altogether this is $372 worth of content, and I'm going to do an amazing bundle for my moms because I know they work hard and I know they want to move forward in their business. I'm going to do this for $45, right, but just for a limited time. So, again, these are some things that you can do and mimic or emulate in your own business. Be strategic when you think about the audience that you're trying to work with, and have a reason. You know, sometimes people do sales, or quote-unquote say they're doing sales, and they say, this is $997, and I'm going to give it to you for $9, right? Because it's a sales ploy, and they see other people do it, and so they say, I'm going to do it because it sounds good to say I'm giving you $1,000 worth of great income, $1,000 worth of great value, all for $9. But I don't look at it from that perspective. I look at it as you got to do this for a reason. So, one, I'm doing this because it's Mother's Day. I'm doing this because it's for mothers, and it's at a reduced rate. I'm always conscious of my clients who want to get things started and get resources, but on a budget. Okay? You have to think about that for yourself. When you provide a sale or a price point, why are you putting it out there? Or when you provide a new product or offer, what's the reason behind it? Giving people reasons makes it clear to them why you're doing this. But then focusing on a specific group allows them to see that it resonates with them or it works for them. You know, sometimes I talk to ladies and I say, okay, do this for a target audience. And they go, oh, my God, LaShanda, you want me to work on a target audience? I don't want people to feel like I'm rejecting them, or I don't want people to feel like I don't want to myself personally limit my audience, because if I limit my audience, then I won't make as much as I could possibly make. But when you put a product out there, it should be able to speak to a specific audience, because if people don't get that what you got is for them, they're not going to buy it. Okay, so those are some things to keep in mind. Now, launching this new offer, again, a great way to boost income, but then also put it in a bundle. So another great example of that, and this is for my information entrepreneurs out there, on my e-store, e-store.sistersense.com, I've got a lot of my digital products, one of which is my Power Pack, which is essentially 5 previous great issues of my Sister Sense magazine combined into one bundle for $5. One of the things I talk about in the circle is I love low price point products, because especially for new clients, it's a great way for them to sign up, buy something for you at a low, like non-panic price point, and it's a great way for you to get these quick bursts of income, right? Because you don't have to recreate something. It's out there for you, and it's a low price point, which I love. Now, you could, like in the case of me, consistently create a new product, like a new radio show or a new digital magazine or a new free report, and then you're constantly creating new stuff, and you've got all this stuff sitting there, right? Now, I've got these wonderful magazines, and the value in the information is evergreen, so I put it in this bundle and share it on my e-store, okay, which is something that just about anybody can do. Bundles are, again, really great quick burst in that, again, you do not have to create new material or a new offer. You're simply taking advantage of the previous content that you have and putting it inside a new package, okay? So those are some great examples that I want to share with you. That's number 2. We're in QB number 2. Is this solution right for you? Right? Do you have products that you feel like you could put together in a great package? And if you think out of the box, especially as a service professional, do you have service offerings that you can combine, right, and put together that would work for you? So, I mentioned our current Power Up Plus series that I'm working on. One of the things that we're starting today, we're going to have an information prep session at 1 p.m. today. Hopefully some of you guys can join us for that. We're going to talk about basically how to prep your information products and not only create great content, but build profitable bundles from what you have as an information entrepreneur. So that's definitely something to take a look at pup.sistersense.com, the Power Up Plus series. But now we're going to move into QB number 3. Now, before I do that, because I'm going to just kind of pause for a second here, as I'm going through our QBs, our quick burst strategies, just want to take a minute to look in the chat area. If you do have any questions, you can hit *6 and 1. I do see a question, so I'm going to answer that right now, but then also put yourself in the queue if you've got any questions about what I've been talking about thus far. And I do see some comments here. Kimberly says, "This is so nice and welcomed. You are so kind." Oh, thank you. I guess you're talking about the 4 moms. Thank you very much. I do like to be thoughtful and think about my clients when I put these things together. So what I'm going to do now is just take a second to answer some of your questions. Again, you can hit *6 and 1. Hello? I have unmuted the first questionnaire, so hopefully you can, if you are on mute yourself, you can unmute yourself and let me know what your question or comment is. And you guys are also welcome to hit *6 and 1. If you would like to just let me know what brought you on the call today, you can share your business with the circle, as well as any ahas you've gotten thus far. So let me see here if there's a bit of a technical issue. I'm just going to check here. Hello, Sandra. I don't think it's Sandra. 561, you are unmuted. Do you have a question? Okay. I'm going to see here. I'm going to go on to the next one. And if at any point you guys do have questions, just let me know. But I'm going to go on to the next QB so that we can continue our session for today. Hello? Hopefully you guys are not having issues with the question section.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, LaShanda. Sandra King. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Sandra?
I wanted just to say hello.
Yes.
I'm getting ready for graduation, and I wanted to hear the call, but it's excellent. It's a great session. I appreciate it.
Oh, you are so very welcome. Congratulations.
I will be back on some more in the future. Thank you very much.
Good.
But I did want to come on the call to let you know I wasn't intentionally avoiding the call, but I need to run for graduation. But it's excellent. Great information. Very informative.
Thank you, and I will have the replay up so you have the opportunity to watch whatever you missed.
I appreciate that.
To you.
Thank you very much. Take
You're
care.
welcome.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye. Okay, so let's see here. Going on to QB number 3. You guys can interrupt me again at any time. Love the questions in the comments. You down with OPP? I always have to put that in there because it makes me laugh because I think about that song. But I'm down with OPP, selling other people's products via affiliate marketing. On the topic of quick bursts of income, there's nothing like getting a fat affiliate check just for telling people about a product they might like to try. Now, some of you I know, because you guys send me emails, say, you know what? I am so interested in putting together, something so that I can promote affiliate products, but you haven't quite done it yet. So, one, please look at the video that I did on Sister Sense, and you can search for it, Affiliate Marketing for Busy Entrepreneurs, just so that you can get some strategies there if you're busy. But you've got to be proactive. So my only question for you when it comes to OPP, selling other people's products via affiliate marketing, is, are you actively promoting at least 3 quality affiliate products right now? Because I can tell you one of the things I like is when I get a PayPal or a check in the mail and it's from an affiliate, and all I really did was just share their information with the world, okay? But you've got to be strategic about that. So I'm going to give you a great show and tell example that I gave inside our last Power Up session. The first one was on Tuesday. We talked about blogging for business, and I talked about one of the things I talked about was 5 essential posts in your blog that you should have created yesterday. So I'm going to give you an example. I've given several of the examples inside the session, and then I see another question here, so I'm going to get to that as soon as we get to this. One affiliate marketing lesson to learn is this. You spend a lot of time when you're working on your business, either working on the launch or working on marketing or trying to figure out how to use social media. Invest 25% of your sales time into selling other people's stuff, especially if, one, you have not completed all your products yet, or if you're still learning how to effectively sell, okay? Because, one, if you haven't completed all your products yet, try to test out your sales skills by promoting other people's stuff. And 2, when you promote an affiliate product stuff, keep in mind that they have already put together the page, the package, the promotion, the sales offer, the verbiage, the copy. All you've got to do is get people there to see what it looks like. I myself even have an affiliate program at partners.sistersense.com, and I'm actually going to be launching a new set of affiliate products for my affiliate partners within the next couple of months. So, you got to think about whether or not you are investing your time into strategically working with at least 3 quality affiliate companies and or entrepreneurs that offer affiliate programs to you, okay? So let me show you one of the examples that I shared inside Power Up Plus this week, and it's called 3 Little Words That Can Change the Way You Make Money Online. This was a review that I did for an affiliate product, and this was back in 2009. One of the things I love about blogs is that your content is evergreen. People see this post, and it doesn't matter when or how they get to your site, it's always going to be there, and it's always an opportunity for you to generate money from affiliate products. Now, I find a lot of times, especially newbies, they put the affiliate links or banners in their sidebar. People ignore them, and then they go, affiliate marketing doesn't work, it sucks, blah. There are a ton of different ways you can sell affiliate products, okay? One of which is to strategically create thoughtful reviews inside of your blog. So this one in particular is for an ebook that I purchased back in 2009 when I myself was learning the process, and it's like 5 years ago, when I was working on the process of being an information entrepreneur and creating my own ebooks. I came across this one called Desperate Buyers Only from a fellow woman entrepreneur, Alexis Dawes. She's making crazy money and wanted to share with other entrepreneurs how they could do the same. The only thing about it was gulp. When I looked at the ebook, it said $77, and I was like, are you kidding me? And, I paced around my bedroom for a good day about it, and I said, you know what, I am desperate for this Desperate Buyers Only, so I bought the book, which I think is now $97. Well, at least it was the last time I checked. But anyway, point two points here. One, I absolutely love the book. It was well worth it. You know, you think, well, am I crazy to buy a digital ebook for that much? But really, when it comes to information that you want, which is why I love the concept of the name Desperate Buyers Only, when people just ultimately need something, they're willing to pay for it because they see the value in it. Now, in the case of her book, not only did I like it, I wanted to share it because you know me, whatever I learn, I teach, and I signed up for her affiliate program, and I created a thoughtful review about Desperate Buyers Only. And I want to say within the first week or two of just sharing the review, I was able to generate commissions that basically paid for the book. So if you are interested in quick bursts of income, consider the fact that you don't have to create a product, or you don't even have to create the copy for the product when you share somebody else's stuff. I will say you want to be thoughtful about it. You want to think about what it is that you're sharing and talk about it from a real perspective. I could speak on and review her book because I purchased it and I read it, right? So you want to, again, think about for yourself how often you are promoting affiliate products and how are you doing it? Are you just doing banners, or are you just doing links, or are you just signing up to stuff because it looks good and then putting it out there? Another thing I keep in mind when I sign up to affiliate products, I don't go for the ones where you get like $1 a sale. You know, I'll go for the ones where you're getting like at minimum $25, $35, $45 a sale, so that, you know, you can strategically promote things that with only a few sales, you'll generate a decent amount of revenue and return back from that really quickly, right? So you want to look at how much are you going to get from the commission when you sell that particular product, and is it something that you feel like you can genuinely and intelligently speak on and review as far as sharing it with your community. So that's one of the different examples that I gave in the last session. We had a great session on the first Power Up Plus on Tuesday, and it was like an hour and a half, I think. They're supposed to be an hour, but I just had so much information to share. So, again, your ultimate question here with QB number 3 is this the right quick burst solution for you? Inside that first session on Power Up Plus, I talked again about 5 strategies, 5 essential blog posts that you need to create to blog for a business. Affiliate marketing is one of them. Most of them focused on how you blog for business to promote your own stuff, but this one was just simply to show that you can have quick bursts of supplemental income by promoting other people's material, right? So hopefully you had an opportunity to even watch that, or you can watch the replay because that's now online as well. And then I also want you to ultimately think about, are you being selfish? Some folks only want to promote their stuff because they're like, I don't want to promote nobody else's stuff. I don't want nobody else in my audience. But you want to think about the good old boys club. And a lot of them have very similar products and services, and you will find that they promote each other. Why? Because that means everybody is getting a part of the profit, and everybody is getting a hand in the revenue. The money is bouncing multiple times, especially just to think about it and speak on for a moment. I've got a lot of people in my circle and a lot of different cultural backgrounds, and, you know, I work with mostly women, but I also work with men. For the most part, my circle is women entrepreneurs of color, my fellow African-American, Caribbean, African, European, Black women who are interested in being entrepreneurs. And when I look at that circle, I think to myself, we have to have more opportunities where money is bouncing in our community, where I buy from you, you buy from me, then I go buy from her, and she goes and buys from her, and the money bounces back in our community like it bounces in other people's community. So affiliate marketing is a way for you to do that, right, for you to see that bounce back and to work with others. And it's not about, well, it's my market. I just want to sell my stuff. I don't want to sell nobody else's stuff. I work with and collaborate. When you see me work with a lot of the ladies inside of the Power Circle, I've got, I talked about the Sumia Rashid, her Ann Nahari Plus Size Closing Model website. She has worked with at least 2 of the other Power Circle experts in my circle, and they have helped her with her branding or her marketing and her sales. I work with her on her web development. We're all women. We're all in the power circle. We're all working with one particular client, and there's no competition because we're all doing something different, or at least we're all putting a different spin on the process of helping her build her business, right, and which is a powerful and amazing business as well. I can't wait until Ann Nahari is Victoria's Secret for plus-size women, which is what she's doing and what she's working on. And I'm excited to work with my fellow women entrepreneurs of color because, again, each one teach one till we all make it to the top. You know what I'm saying? But the idea here, not to go on my soapbox rant, but really to reset the mindset that when it comes to sharing other people's stuff, you can't do it because you only need to focus on your stuff. You can absolutely generate quick bursts of income when you strategically, again, invest at least 25% of your sales time into OPP, other people's products that you know, like, trust, and value. That's important. Eva says, I'm interested in your affiliate program and would like to get the details. Absolutely. If you go to partners.sistersense.com and you sign up for that. Again, in the next couple of weeks, I'm revamping that so that I can share some new offers with you. But once you sign up, you'll be on the Partners affiliate link, so you'll get that information. Vinny says, hi, LaShanda. What autoresponder systems do you use? Oh, my goodness, Vinny. I've got at least 3 that I absolutely love. One of them is MadMimi, M-A-D-M-I-M-I. When really autoresponders, when you talk about autoresponders, you're talking about not so much the system you use, but the email marketing platform that you use. There's, Infusionsoft, Aweber, Constant Contact, iContact, MailChimp, I think it's AutoResponse. There's just so many of them. I use 3 of them. But the one that I'm actually talking about inside our Power Up Plus series is MadMimi. So all of the attendees, I definitely recommend you get MadMimi. Go to MadMimi, M-A-D-M-I-M-I, MadMimi.sistersense.com. You can sign up. They do have a free account. And via MadMimi, I'm showing clients how to set up autoresponders, which I did in the last session. I showed clients how to create the first session we talked about how to create a newsletter, how to turn your blog into a newsletter. And so I did a visual presentation on how to do that with MadMimi and also with MailChimp. So that's in the first session replay. But one of the things I like about MadMimi is that you can start for free and build your list and then pay for services. But then I just love that it's drag and drop. It's very easy easy to use. And then last but not least, I'm a web designer. My web design services are prettyprofessionalwebsites.com. I like websites as a lady to be pretty and professional, and I find that for me, MadMimi, it's got a nice look and feel for other women entrepreneurs that I work with. So that's kind of why I would recommend that one for autoresponders. I do see a few other questions here, so let me kind of go through those. And if you do want to just verbally ask me a question, you can do so by hitting *6 and 1. Jewel says, I have thumbed through and passed by your websites before. I'm not sure which, but I think I like your format. So my thought is, I've been in business for over 20 years, and I'm approaching a sense of something different and new in my line of business. Okay, I think you're still writing. If you can hit *6 and 1, that would be great, so I can actually speak with you, Jewel. But I'm going to just check in here and see what you said. You're saying, I wonder how. Oh, you said, okay, I wonder how any of your many sites can help me start. That's a good question, right? Because I've got so many wonderful sites. The easiest thing to do, if you want to get clear, is you can do a session with me. I call them my clarity sessions. If you go to callme.sistersense.com, you can schedule and then you said, how do I speak with you online? How do I speak with you online? I'm on my iPad. You can call in to the session. The session number is 530-881-1212. Call in on the phone. Use the same access code, and you can hit *6 and 1 to talk to me, okay? So we can definitely talk today if that's something that you want to do and ask a question that way. But if you want to speak to me privately, you can go to callme.sistersense.com to schedule a 30-minute or a 60-minute session. Also, inside of, I mentioned before, the Four Moms, fourmom.sistersense.com, one of the things inside that bundle is 90-day access to my Power Up calls, so that every week you can get on the call. And, if you're interested in starting up, that really would be the best thing to do, so that you can get on the call, you can ask questions, you can look at all the different
LaShanda, the voice left the audio.
Hello?
LaShanda, the voice left the audio, just to tell you.
The voice? I'm sorry.
Okay, you're back. No, I'm sorry. This was Sandra. I didn't know if you could hear me. We couldn't hear you from before, so I was just chiming in real quick. You're back. We're good.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard so I know what I can reiterate?
We all lost audio. You got cut off. The last thing we heard when you were answering Jules' question.
What was the last thing I said?
You were telling Jewel to contact you, and you were giving the information to Jewel.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Sandra.
You're welcome. Bye.
Sorry about that, guys. To do an individual session with me, you can go to callme.sistersense.com. And then again, if you are interested in doing our weekly sessions, you can get a 90-day gift pass inside the Four Moms bundle, among other things like the pro webinar training and all those other courses that you can catch up on. And that is at fourmom.sistersense.com. So you have an opportunity to participate in that as well. Sorry about the audio hiccup, ladies, but thank you for letting me know that. So let us jump into QB number 4. So we're going to jump into QB number 4. Jewel, when you get on the line, you can definitely hit star 6 and 1. I would love to talk to you more if you've got any questions. Hopefully I've answered them, but if you do have any other questions, let me know. So quick burst solution number 4. Friendly follow-ups. Friendly follow-ups are really, really great. And I'm going to tell you why they are QB, my favorite, number 4. If you had $1 for every potential sale that didn't happen, that didn't go through, how many dollars would you have? Like, people who say, oh, my God, that was so great, girl, I'm going to buy it tomorrow, and then crickets, right? Consider how much time you spend trying to find new customers and how little time perhaps you spend trying to close previous deals from people who it sounded like they were ready to go, but then it just kind of fizzled and nothing happened. When clients don't buy right away, I find that many entrepreneurs often get discouraged and never reconnect. They go, oh, it was her, it was me, it was something, let's just leave it alone, which means you're ultimately leaving money on the table. So a good way to consistently generate quick bursts of income is to work on your follow-up skills. And in the process of getting better at following up with clients, you'll find you get better at closing more deals, which is ultimately what you want, right? In addition to actually getting more people, you want to be able to get those people to actually buy, right? I talk about click to cash. You want them to click and then actually buy, which means you've got to work on your ability to follow up and close deals, okay? So here are our questions, our core questions for QB number 4. What were the last 3 to 5 conversations that you had with potential customers, okay? And when was the last time you followed up with a client on something, even if it's a client who bought something from you and then that was that, right? When was the last time you followed up with somebody who bought something versus who had a question about something that you offer? Okay, maybe it was a while ago, or maybe it didn't even happen. Maybe you said, okay, wow, I'm going to answer her question, but I don't know. I got other things to do. Do you regularly follow up with leads? If you do follow up with them, how do you do that? And how many deals did you let slip away in the last 30 days? So think about that. And it's funny, if you visit Sister Sense, you can watch this, one of my latest calls. You can listen to Frustration versus Focus. And as you see the lady here, she's got her hands on her head and she's looking at her tablet, clearly very, very frustrated. How many deals have you let slip away because there was a potential, there was an opportunity, there was a call, but nobody followed up? And sometimes I find, as a service professional, sometimes clients won't follow up with me because they'll say, okay, I sent LaShanda something and I asked her a bunch of questions and I told her I was ready to go and I didn't say anything after that, so I'm kind of embarrassed because I think she thinks I'm not taking her seriously. They tell me that. They'll send me an email because I follow up with them, and then they go, oh, my God, yes, LaShanda, I'm so ready, but I was kind of embarrassed because I thought you thought I wasn't going to, I wasn't serious, and I didn't want you to think that about me. Or, if clients, they participate in something, and then for whatever reason they have to unfortunately leave the circle, then, they feel a little bit embarrassed about, well, I left the circle. What does she think about me? You don't know what's going on with people. It could be something, a mindset, or it could be maybe they're busy. It could be that they had a life change. And, when they had the money, they had it, and then 2 seconds later things went wrong. And all of a sudden, you don't know. You think it's you, right? Well, she hates me. Like, you ever watch that movie, She Hate Me? You think, well, she hate me. Didn't follow up. I didn't close the deal. But guess what? I had an instance where I was working with a client. We have since then completed her website and worked on different things together. But the first opportunity for us to work together, she came to me. She was ready to buy. I gave her everything. And then it was crickets. So I followed up with her, and she said, LaShanda, you wouldn't believe it, but I just got in a car accident, and everything I was going to put towards investing into my business, I had to fix my car. And I'm so frustrated with that. But we wouldn't have had that conversation, which eventually led to her working with me once she got herself back to where she needed to be. It's not always about us, right? It's not that they didn't sign up because it was us. Sometimes people have other things going on or other mindset shifts. So if you can take the time to strategically, consistently follow up with potential leads at least once a month, you may be able to generate a quick burst of income. And I'm going to show you how I do that all the time in my business. So, friendly follow-up lesson to learn here. Not all deals go through on the first try. Sometimes you have to try again. In my experience, closing deals via friendly follow-ups allows me to quickly connect with potential customers who have already expressed an interest. And that's the key here. You want to talk to people who are already interested in you in some way, shape, or form versus just spending all your time marketing to new people. I find that it's so much easier to talk to people who have either bought from you before, or who have expressed an interest because you've already primed the wheels, okay? So I'm going to give you 2 friendly follow-up show and tell examples that I have here. I love show and tell. I'm a visual learner, so being able to kind of hear it but see it is definitely a way to help. Eva says, this is an area I need to improve in. Thanks for the encouragement. You are absolutely welcome. We all need a boost of encouragement. As I mentioned to you guys earlier in our session, at buildit.sistersense.com, I currently have my Build It on a Budget package, which is I will build a 5-page website for you for a reduced rate of $450. And not only that, you have the opportunity to sign up at payment plans. So you could do $55 a week for 9 weeks, which will help you. So on this particular Build It on a Budget page, one of the things that I did, and I'm going to tell you about this follow-up in a second, I just kind of wanted to say as a side note, one of the things that I find as a service professional, and you may find this as well in your business, people will say to you, I absolutely want that, but I'm going to get it as soon as XYZ happens for me. Or I just, I got a lot going on. I got to work on this, and then I'm going to come back to you. One of the reasons why I did build it on a budget and I put it together the way I did is because ultimately it gives people the opportunity to sign up where they are, work with me over time, because 9 weeks flies by like that. And so versus waiting, you don't know what's going to happen 2 months from now, maybe a whole other set of chaos. Start the process now as an opportunity for us to build and work together. And that's about being really mindful about the situations that my clients go through. And that's really come from years and years of being a service professional and working with customers. So, when I talk about how you generate quick bursts of income, one of the things you have to try to do is be in tune with the people who are coming to you, what they ask for, what they need, and those challenges that you may see that they have, providing solutions that will work for them. So for the Build It on a Budget series at buildit.sistasense.com, what I like to do, again, I say I put this out there and then I close it. So sometimes you may go to this page and see that it's closed because it's a seasonal thing. I shouldn't say seasonal. I do it once a month, just kind of like a flash sort of a thing. I do it once a month and then close it. So it's happening now, and then I'm going to close it again. One of the things that I did when I reopened it was looked at over the course of, I want to say, 4 weeks, looked at people who came to me and said they had an interest in putting together a website. And I sent them all out an email. I said, maybe it's been a couple of weeks, or I think in one case it was a couple of months because, sometimes people ask me a question, LaShanda, I'm interested in building a blog. Can you give me some insight, or what do you think about this? And I answer the question, and then it doesn't go anywhere from there. But I've got so many other things happening in my day-to-day that, I don't get a chance to talk to them. So I strategically take time to sit down and follow up with people who had questions, right? So within an hour, I followed up with a group of women, and many of them were very excited about Build It on a Budget because, one, it was at a price point that they felt like was great for them, and two, they were ready. It's just they needed somebody to kind of reconnect to launch that conversation again. And so within that hour, I was able to close 5 Build It on a Budget packages and make about $2,500 an hour. Now, that's something that you do, and for me, that's a quick burst in income, right, to get 5 clients and close 5 deals, and that's something that I do all the time. That's something that you can do. If you just took 1 hour a month to follow up with people that said they were interested in something that you had to offer. I do it all the time. And it's funny because I wanted to give you these show and tell examples because, again, sometimes people tell you what to do, but you don't necessarily know how to do it, and I'm showing you how I get this done. Right now, you're looking at landingpages.sistasense.com, which is where I've got this little video of me at She Rocks the Web talking about landing pages. Sometimes people don't know what they are. So I like to do videos to give them visual examples of me, but also of what the process is when they have questions. And that's kind of a side note tip, right? You may want to do some videos and add those to your sales pages to help with customers. For my landing page offer, I always get people who, for whatever reason, want a landing page. Sometimes it's that they are wanting to build, but even $450 is not quite what they need, so they want a really small budget. So a landing page, they're like, okay, I need a site. I can't do a full-blown website. Let me start with just one page, right? So they'll come here. Or they have a product that they want to launch, and they want a landing page just for that product. So as part of my Power Up Plus series. And as a matter of fact, as I'm saying that to you now, let me just go to that particular website, pup.sistasense.com, so that you can take a look at that if you have not registered and are interested in that. As part of my Power Up Plus series, I'm doing the 8 sessions, but I'm also doing DFY, a Done For You service, in which I'm putting together a landing page. And also, that's option number 2. I'm putting together a landing page and also a 4-part autoresponder for clients who want to get this stuff done. They definitely want to see how it's done via the webinars, but whether it be time or technical expertise, they'd love me to do it for them versus do it on their own. So I'm putting together this particular, I've put together that offering on the page. This is the first time I'm actually doing this in a webinar where I'm not just doing the trainings but also offering a service. It's a new launch in and of itself. Now, when I shared the Power Up Plus series one of the things I did was compile a list of women who within the last 2 weeks had questions or had interest in developing a landing page. And I reached out to them and just said, just to let you know that if you're still interested in me working on a landing page, I'm doing this upcoming 4-week, 8-session series. And inside the series, I'll do a landing page for you, which it breaks down to, I want to say, about $100 for the landing page and the autoresponder, which is crazy. But, I always do these crazy bundles. And if you're interested, you can definitely participate and sign up there. Again, quick, within the hour, 2 ladies registered and signed up expressing an interest in wanting me to do the landing page for them just because I followed up. So I did power up, and, I can tell you 101 ways to market one product, honestly, because I make sure that I do as many things as possible to let people know about what it is that I'm offering, especially because I work with entrepreneurs and I know that there's so much value in something like the Power Up 8-week series, the things that people really, really want to know. Now, outside of putting it on Facebook or even blogging about it, just doing a friendly follow-up is a great way to see a quick boost in income, and it works. It works for me. Again, I do this all the time, but again, I wanted to show you how it works. It's very, very simple. You just got to be thoughtful about what it is you're trying to sell, the packages you're putting together. If what you're offering can work for somebody in your existing client base, and it could, follow up with them. Let them know. Individual emails are a great way to be personable, are a great way to show that you are conscious of the needs of your existing or previous clients, and again, a great QB as far as boosting your income. Now, what I will say, last but not least, as far as friendly follow-ups are concerned, you've got to be strategic about this. So if it's just once a month, you've got to make sure that you consistently think about those people in your circle that would like to work with you or that you work with, and just reconnect with them on a regular basis, okay? So we are going into our last quick burst solution for today. By the way, I do hope that you guys are finding value in our session today, some aha moments. If you've got questions, or if you just want to say, LaShanda, I've enjoyed either number 1 or number 2, number 3, number 4, you can hit *6 and 1 and let me know. Again, I do love connecting and speaking with you guys in the process of sharing. Last quick burst solution, and they always say save the best for last. This one I absolutely love. Virtual events rock. Virtual events can be a win-win for everyone. They are definitely faster to produce than something like a book or an e-book, doing a virtual event versus writing something, doing something live. Really, you're not necessarily doing the production process as far as putting the product together, but it's going to be done on the fly. So really what you're doing is just putting together the sales page, and then the virtual product, it's going to create itself in the process of happening, right? So that's a win-win. And virtual events obviously cost less than local events to offer. Every year I do my Power Circle conference here in North Carolina, which I love. And, it's not cheap, to host an event at the Aloft Hotel, to get the space for 3 days, to pay for my speakers to fly in. Well, I can't pay for all speakers, but for my keynote speakers, also to pay for the hotel space. And every time I do my Power Up Circle conference, I have to say this. I like to do, if I can't do it right, I don't do it at all. So my attendees come, and I've got my bags, and inside their bags they've got Sister Sense CDs and magazines, and I cater it. So you ever go to a conference and there's no food, or there's water and some chips? That's not me. And I think Eva, if this is the Eva who was at my session, Eva can attest to it. You come out, you've got your lunch, you've got your breakfast, you've got snacks. I make sure I do it big. So live events can cost a lot more than virtual events. So they can definitely boost your income for you quickly, but also help you keep some of your money so you're not investing as much if you want to put something together. So Eva says, yes, I can. She can definitely attest to the what I do when I put my foot in my conferences. But here is a question, or rather two questions for you to ask yourself when you think about putting together something like a virtual event. Number one, have you considered hosting something that you wanted to put together as a virtual event for profit? I think about this question with respect to two things. Some of the ladies in my circle love to do event planning, but they only do live events because they're not quite comfortable doing virtual events yet. So if that's you, have you thought about doing something virtual? And then two, have you thought about doing it for profit? I've got a lot of ladies in my circle who are entrepreneurs and like the idea of doing conference calls and things of that nature, but 9 times out of 10 they do it for free because they're afraid to charge, right? So understanding how you can put it together and then strategically profit from it, has that been something that you've considered in the past? So, I do all these different training sessions, and one of which was the Pro Webinars 5-day training that I did at prowebinars.sistersense.com, which is actually inside of the 4 Moms bundle. So, that's something that I went through 5 intense trainings, just really talking about how to become a pro at developing webinars and creating them for profit, right? It's definitely a quick burst of income, and I'm going to give you an example of how that would work in just a second. And number two, something to think about, if you want to do a virtual event, would you prefer to do it lecture style where it's just you and you're teaching something in particular to a group of people, or would you prefer to do an event where you have speakers? You've got other people coming on and sharing their knowledge and expertise with your community. So those are some questions to think about because virtual events definitely rock. Most startup entrepreneurs, even 9-to-5 entrepreneurs, I will say this, they would love to make at least an extra $1K per month. And so, my 9-to-5 entrepreneurs, in addition to starting a business that they can sustain and then eventually leave their 9-to-5, some of them are just looking for a way to supplement their income and, and bring in at least $1,000 extra a month. So if you could do an event, right, a small event, at a price point of, let's say you got 20 people to register to your small virtual event for $50, or even 10, and it says $10 here, forgive me, even 10 attendees at $100. 10 attendees at $100, you have $1,000. It's a quick burst of income if it's something that you would like to do. If you listen to the Pro Webinar session, one of the ladies on the call, I did a whole pricing chart where I gave different examples of what it would look like to put together your own virtual webinar. And she said, oh, my God, I can eat tomorrow. She made me laugh. And, she was exaggerating, but, she's like, just the idea that I could put something together and I don't have to sell it to 100 people or 1,000 people. I could sell it to a small group of people, but at the right price point for me, I could bring in $1,000 in a virtual event or a session, was an eye-opener for her. And so, when I talk about quick bursts of income, this is really, for me, the best for last. It's something that I love doing, and I love teaching other women how to do in their business, especially other information entrepreneurs like myself who have messages. They want to share it with the world. They want to monetize it, but they're not quite sure about, the 1, 2, 3s of how to get it done. Putting together a virtual webinar is definitely something that you can do, okay? So Antoinette said, yes, that's me. Sandra says, get that pricing chart. Yes, Sandra was on the Pro Webinars. It was definitely a great clarity for some of the ladies on my circle, or I should say inside the circle. So let's talk about virtual events, some show and tell here. One of the lovely ladies in my circle, Renee, and I've been talking about Renee all month inside of Power Up because I'm just so proud of her, has recently launched and hosted her spiritual bodybuilding telesummit. It was an 8-day telesummit, Change Your Mind, Change Your Temple, Change Your Life, for free at resultsbyrenee.com, which is her website. I did everything for her because, like I said, there are clients who not only I train and I teach them how to do the stuff, they say, LaShanda, you design it. You make it pretty because I don't want to do it. So, she's got so many wonderful rave reviews. People love the flyer, which you'll see at the top here. And this telesummit was actually not for profit. well, in the front end anyway. It was a free telesummit for her community, which worked really well for her. What she did was got together some experts in health and wellness. Now, whether you are a health junkie or someone like myself who's trying to get their health together, I am a diabetic, and so I signed up for this particular conference. I definitely wanted to take a listen to some of the lovely speakers like Dr. Kara. And also she had some chefs on the call talking about healthy ways to eat, which is great. And then, so again, whether you are a health and wellness person or somebody looking to figure out how to do that for yourself, it's a great opportunity to take a look at what she put together. And you can still sign up and register. The actual the sessions themselves have ended, but you can sign up and get access to the replays, which is great. Renee did a great job. We worked together. She's actually one of my Insider Circle members, so we talk on a bi-weekly basis. But because we were doing the telesummit, we were talking for at least 15 minutes a week just to make sure that the speakers were together, the auto responders were right. We did everything for this particular event. Now, as a free event, you would say, well, how do I profit from this? But some of the wonderful things that came out of that was, one, she reached and surpassed her registration goals, which I was like, yay, when she told me that. Being able to put together a purposeful launch like a virtual event is a great way to quickly boost your email list. Right? So you want to think to yourself, if you want to build your list, how can you do that? It's a great way to get some of your associates in your industry together. She's already excited about doing another event, and she's co-partnering with one of the speakers. She's like, LaShanda, we're ready to go. Let's do this. So the idea of seeing momentum, that you can now actually get this done and work on other audios and telesummits in this, I tell you, it rocks. This is why it's number 5 for me, because she's all ready to do the next one, and I'm excited about that as well. Also, the sales, the idea of putting together, now she has a product. People are signing up and purchasing the replays. She also is a health and wellness expert. She has a book, and people are buying the book. They're looking at her 7-day challenge and buying that. So when you put together something for free, you've got the opportunity to sell the product as a replay, and also people are just interested because of the buzz. Remember I tell you, when you do a new launch, you get that spike in sales? She was surprised to see that people were not only interested in the telesummit, but then they started looking at, resultsbyrenee.com, looking at her other stuff and signing up for that as well. So this is a great show and tell example of how telesummits really do work. And when you think about it, it takes so much time, effort, and money to put together a live local event. This is something that we worked on over the course of last month. She was able to launch it this month, quickly boost the list, and then get sales in the back end as well. And then now you've got this product, right? Remember I talked about bundles? Now, if Renee wants to, maybe a couple of months from now, she can bundle this with something else and create a whole new product from that, right, which is amazing. I love, 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 love it. Now, here's another example from one of the lovely ladies in my circle, Miss Blue. I work with her. I've been working with Miss Blue for years. And actually, before I show you that website, let me show you the first one that I did for Miss Blue. She's got several landing pages that I worked on for her. This was the first one, Know Your Magic, an audio information workbook, right? So I basically talked to her and explained to her how to put together an audio package. I did the landing page. I did the sales page, the back end page, so when people buy them, they can get the audios. So, again, landing pages is what I did. I did this one for her, oh, my goodness, I want to say at least 3 years ago. And, again, putting together information products is one of the things that we're talking about inside Power Up Plus. Our next session happening at 1 p.m. today, actually, is the first one, is how to become an information products pro and prep your information products. Now, there is another one, if I can remember the cards, yes. The second landing page I did for her was the Know Your Magic Oracle card. She has some wonderful products, and she wanted to basically have a sales page. The first one was an information product. This was a physical product. So I want you to see that, you have the opportunity to sell just about anything. Some of you don't sell digital products. You sell physical products. And in this case, she has a series of cards that she has produced, and so I put together the landing page for that. And then also put together the Facebook comment box. And she's got, which is crazy, she's got 195 comments right now of people who just absolutely love the cards. And she says, you know what, LaShanda, I'm working on a new project for her, a membership website. But she's like, you know what, these landing pages, I don't have to do anything. When I talk about quick bursts of income, because we were on a call recently, and she said, I don't have to do anything, and they just sell. People go, they sign up, they buy, they listen, they love it, and I don't have to do anything. For me, it's just kind of a set it and forget it, right? Because once you put the package together and it's there, you can just redirect people to to that website, quick bursts of income, and it works. So those are just a few examples because she's one of my longtime clients. I'm doing a membership site for her now. But what I really wanted to show you here was the last thing that she worked on. She was one of the ladies who participated in my Pro Webinars 5-part training series. And a couple of ladies, as soon as they did the session, they were ready to rock, and they put together their webinars. And so she said, LaShanda, I want to do this session strictly for the sisters, mouth closed, legs open. And it was not in the case of, and I love these examples because they're both very different. Renee did a free session, and she had 8 speakers and that was speaker style. Miss Blue, her session was actually lecture style. So it was her, and then she had one other co-presenter, Miss Esther, and so together they put together this particular conference. And this one was, I believe it was $45 or $47 versus Renee's session, which was free. So I designed this landing page for her as well. Now, once we put together the product, I also put together the back end for her. So I set up her autoresponder, her email campaign. I set up the page where once people listen to the calls, then they can listen to the replays. So we worked on that back end as well. And then last but not least, here's the big one. I didn't put this in my package, but the day, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 days before the actual event, she sent me an email, and she said, LaShanda, can you update the landing page? And I was like, sure. She's like, you got to put this there. It's sold out. And I was like, are you serious? What? She's like, yeah, it's sold out. And I was so proud of her. She has this live teleconference. This one was one day. It was one day for, I want to say about 5 hours from 1:30 to 6 p.m. in April. And again, you see how you can do these different types of virtual events, right, with these examples. She did a one-day event for several hours versus Renee, and she did an event for 8 days. So once a day for 8 days, the ladies who listened on who signed up for the call, every day they got to listen to one speaker, right? So there's no one way to do a virtual event. You can be as creative as you want to be. And so in this case, she was not only able to put together the event, but to sell out. That's crazy. One of the first telesummits like this that I put together, and I did a tutorial on telesummits on Sister Sense, and the topic, or rather I should say the title of that particular one was How I Made $2,000 in 2 days, which really talked about, how I just basically put together a teleconference, and I was able to sell the tickets and bring in, $2,000 in sales sitting in my office, in my office, in my home, sharing information at a virtual event. And, it's funny because in a couple of weeks, I'm putting out something new, right? Because I always tell you guys it's about strategically launching. Sometimes I don't create a new product. I just launch a new offer. But in this case, I'm putting together something new because some of the ladies in my circle, in addition to information, are looking for inspiration and encouragement. Sometimes it takes time, right, to see what you want and to put it into fruition. I know that Miss Blue, she said to me, one of the reasons I signed up for your training is because my New Year's resolution was to become a pro. And so when you put out pro webinars, she was like, that's it, that's me. But that was something that she was thinking about for a while. Sometimes it takes time. I remember when I was barely making $1,200 a month. So to be able to say I made $2,000 in a day or $2,500 in an hour, to me, that's evolution, right? That's testimony to a blessing, but it's a blessing that takes time. right? So I will be working on something for those ladies in my circle who, again, need encouragement to power through the process, because for some people it's not as quick as you want it to be, but you've got to understand that these are strategies that are going to help you with your existing business. You've got to be consistent about working on these strategies so you can see that quick burst and you can make it happen for yourself. You cannot give up. And like I said, when I talked about Google AdSense, I always talk about how I made maybe a couple of cents over the course of a few months when I started, and then I was able to figure out how to turn that into $10,000, $15,000, and grow that annual income. You've got to stay the course. You've got to power through it. And if you work with me, I'll try to do as much as I can possibly do to help you see that there are other strategies that you can use, as well as help you stay positive, because sometimes things don't work. Sometimes things don't work for you the first time around, but you keep working at it, you keep working on it, and you'll make it happen, okay? You can definitely make it happen. So let's see here. If you do have questions for me, I'm going to check. I'm going to check the chat section right now, but I also am going to check our chat box as well. So you can hit *6 and 1. We've gone through 5 strategies that you can use today. If you've got questions about any of these strategies, or if you just want to tell me what you learned today, because I love those aha moments, you can definitely take this opportunity to do that now. As I mentioned before, if you are interested in participating in my ongoing weekly sessions, you can sign up at join.sistersense.com. You can take a look at the formom.sistersense.com, that bundle there. And hopefully I will have or talk to some of you. I know I'm going to talk to some of you today, because at 1 o'clock we're doing the next session for our Power Up Plus series. Okay, so let me answer some of your questions here that I see that you guys have entered for me inside of the chat. Let's see here next. So if you do hit *6 and 1, you can put yourself in the queue to talk to me, and then while you guys do that, if you would like to do that, I'm going to go here and check out your questions in the chat section. So Tequila says, would you recommend doing a virtual event if you do not have a big list? Sure. I mean, there are different things to think about with respect to doing an event. What's great when you have speakers is not only can you share it to your list, they can share it with theirs. As I talked about that great pricing chart that Sandra says you absolutely have to get inside of her webinars, it's possible to do a profitable event and make, even over $1,000 plus. Just with a small list, just getting a small group of people. I mean, obviously you do have to get people to sign up for it, and you do have to get a price point that works well for both you and them. But again, that's what I explain inside the pricing chart as far as packaging and things of that nature. But you can absolutely work with a small list, number one. And number two, if you do what, I gave you that example of Results by Renee, definitely check out her website. I worked on her ebook covers as well, so if you check out her ebooks, you'll see those too. If you do something like a free telesummit or a virtual event, you have the opportunity to boost your list. She was like, okay, well, I want a certain amount of people to sign up to this. Oh, Lord, you could just picture her praying. She's like, Lord, please. So when she called me and said, you know what, I got way more than I was expecting, that was great. It's a quick way to increase not only your profit potential, but your list size as well. Let's see here. Dr. Nyama, hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. You said I have a beautiful voice. Thank you. Is the Sister Sense website still a membership site with a membership fee? I can't remember. Yes, so what's wonderful about Sister Sense, right, is that you can definitely listen to or read some of the blog posts and articles for free, but it does have that membership component at join.sistersense.com so that you can sign up and either listen to our weekly Jumpstart Your Business calls, participate in the Power Up sessions, which are basically my accountability calls. So my A-team, every Monday we get on a call and I help you stay productive in your business each week. And then there are Insider Circle calls, which Insider Circle calls are this. In addition to the weekly sessions that I do with the group, you and I talk twice a month, right, so that you can get focused as well. So let's see here. Next question. The strategies are great. I'm doing a series of workshops in July and September, and now I would do a virtual version of those same workshops. Wonderful, right? So again, I said one of the things that I wanted you guys to do is either find new strategies that you can implement into your business or rediscover something that you probably put on the table and benched. Now it's time to put it into action. So definitely, she says, I plan on doing the workshops and charge for them. Hello. I love that, right? So you want to make sure that you're sharing your message, but you're monetizing it as well. So that's awesome. Eva says, thanks. This was great. Looking forward to getting inside the 1 p.m. power session. Absolutely. I'm so excited talking about how to become an information product pro so that you can learn how to prep those info products. And, you know, one of the things I'm doing inside of my webinar series is I'm making them live in the sense that not only are you watching it live, but I'm showing you stuff that I do. I believe that I want you to see the back end, to see how the magic happens. So I've got all these wonderful show and tell examples to share. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that as well. Plus I got that free gift for you guys, right, inside the Power Up Plus series that everybody's excited about. So make sure you guys submit your request for the free gift. Well, those of you who are on the call anyway, just a reminder for you guys so that you can get that as well. LaShanda with the U says, I hosted a virtual event last November. However, the MP3 didn't sell very well. Any advice to boost sales the next time? Well, you've got some wonderful things to consider. You had an event. You didn't necessarily get the kind of sales that you wanted, but remember we talked about bundles, right? So perhaps you can take that replay and combine it with something that you currently have to see if you can have a QB this year, bring it back, they do the throwbacks, right, and see what happens there. Or you can just simply give that away for free and use it as a way to build your list, as a way to either boost new sales by using the replay, as we talked about today, or by boosting your list and potentially giving it away for free. And so inside the circle, we'll talk about some more sales recommendations as well. So LaShanda with the U says, I like the build your list idea. Thank you very much. You are so very welcome. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me inside our Power Up session for today. I think I need a drink of water. I can have 30 minutes before we get inside the next session that's happening at 1 p.m. at Power Up Plus, pup.sistersense.com. Then we're going to be talking about next week video blogging inside the Power Up Plus series and how to package your information products because, one, I've been getting a lot of questions about video blogging. One of my clients said to me, LaShanda, I love the recommendations you share, but I have no clue about how to edit my videos and put them online. So that's going to be one of the sessions that we talk about as well. Tamika says, awesome training, LaShanda. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining me today. I know it's in the middle of the day, so the fact that you guys are here with me on a Lunch and Learn session, I truly appreciate that. Antoinette says, I feel so much more productive when I'm at work and I'm participating in these sessions. Well, you know what? It's funny because when I launched Power Up, that's really what it was all about, right? I said to myself, women in my circle, they need to power up. It's not just about showing you how to do Facebook or Twitter or, here's a good blog post. They need to have that time where somebody is motivating them and telling them what to do so they can figure out how to get it done. Because some of you guys, you hear a lot of information and you know what to do, but then you're overwhelmed and you're like, well, which one do I do first? What do I do next? And that's why I decided to do Power Up. What's great is that after the Tuesday session that we did, I got emails from some of the ladies. Ladies were like, okay, LaShanda, I just did some blog posts. I'm working on my podcast. I'm working on my video. I just did my RSS feed newsletter. And I was like, yay! They are powering up, which is what it's all about, right? So I'm so glad, Antoinette, that you feel productive when you're at work listening to our sessions. Thank you, Dr. Niema. You said I did a great job, and I'm so glad that I attended. I'm so glad that you did as well. Terry says, this is all new to me, modern technology, great information. Yes, modern technology, that elusive lady, right? You know, I feel that some of the experts in my circle know what they know, but then when it comes to the web, they're like, oh, my God, what do I do? So I try to make this stuff as practical as possible, which is why I love doing the webinars, and I'm excited about doing the next 7 over the course of this month, so that you guys can not only hear what you need to do, but you can see it, right? The idea here is how the magic happens, and being able to kind of pull back the curtain and have me essentially show you what it is that I do. So Dr. Niema says, please give me the join website URL, please. Sure, it is join.sistasense.com. Okay, for those of you who are interested. And if you're listening to the replay, if you've got a question, you can email me, lhenry@sistasense.com. You can also, like I mentioned before, via SpeakPipe, you can send me a voice message so we can talk that way. It's kind of like having a conversation with me before we actually get on a call together. You can start at join.sistasense.com. You can join at any level that works best for you. The starter circle, you get access to, at every level, you get access to all the videos and replays that are already on the website. And I'm going to go to that page just so that I can give you guys a visual of that, which is jybreplays.sistasense.com. Plus, you get access to all the tutorials that I have done. So I'll give you guys a visual of that page as well, just so that I can kind of pull back the curtain and show you what you get inside of SistaSense. And this is standard for everyone who starts at the $7 level. What's different about the Power Up Circle, as I mentioned before, is you also get access to our A-Team accountability calls, which happen on Monday, and then our Pro Blogger activity. So every week, I give you a blogging activity that you can do and work on your blog. And then, as I mentioned before, the Insider Circles, in addition to our group sessions, then you also get one-on-one sessions with me. The difference between these two, at the $47 level, you get 2 30-minute sessions, and at the $97 level, you get 2 60-minute sessions. This one works very well for those who are really trying to get clear on what it is that they're doing, and they're new to working with me, because honestly, when we get inside a clarity session, an hour is really what you need, so that I can ask you some really thought-provoking questions about what it is you're doing and trying to accomplish, and then provide recommendations for that. The $47 level works well for ladies who are in the groove right now, so to speak, but need to kind of check in with me for 30 minutes on a regular basis, so that we can talk about the projects they're working on and questions that they have about those projects. So as I mentioned before, on the tutorials page, you'll see that I've organized it here, so that if you want help with blogging, internet marketing, email marketing, podcasting, each tutorial section is organized for you, okay? So if I was to go to, let's say, for example, internet marketing and sales, then you'll see all the tutorials and calls and videos and articles on that topic, okay? So then that is basically how the information is organized. The last session we did was on RSS feeds. You can watch that webinar, or I did a session on 3-minute YouTube videos that are good for business. I did that one in particular for my busy entrepreneurs. Really, Jumpstart Your Business sessions are for people who have questions about getting this stuff done. And what I do is I take questions from you guys in the circle and then use them as the content for our calls together, like I'm doing today, answering the question, how do I get quick bursts of income into my business? That's the question for today. So those are the tutorials. And then specifically for the Jumpstart Your Business calls at jybreplays.sistasense.com, you see that we have done quite a few calls. I've been working on Jumpstart Your Business since last year. And then it's just an easy way for you to navigate. So you can look at the calls. You can listen. People listen to them at work, at night when the kids are in bed. You know, really that's just ultimately the easiest thing to do if you are interested in getting access to that information. I just kind of want to answer all of these questions for those people who may be listening to the replay. But if you do have any other questions about actual content or marketing, you can ask me that as well. I'm just going to, a few more minutes before I get ready for the next session. This is Power Up Plus. That's at pup.sistasense.com. And again, really over the course of the next 4 weeks, we're going to be talking about PayPal profits, how to create your digital products, how to create landing pages and sales pages, how to create content for your blog like video and audio, and also how to build your list via autoresponders, follow-ups, and sign-up forms. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this stuff on your own. And then, of course, with the DYF, Done For You package, DFY. Got to get that right in my mind. The DFY package, I'm also offering ladies an opportunity to get a landing page and autoresponder where I set it up so you don't have to do that as well. That's an option too. So when you go to pup.sistasense.com, PUP, you'll see basically every session that we're going to do over the course of the next 8 sessions, next 4 weeks. And you can sign up. One of the things that I did, actually at the request of one of the ladies in my circle, was you can sign up either as a full payment or as a 4-part payment, right, which helps some people who are interested in starting today, but you may not be able to pay the whole thing in full today. So there is a payment plan option, either via option number 1, which is to pay for all 8 sessions and have access to that, or option number 2, which is to pay for the sessions plus I will do the custom landing page for you as well as the autoresponder, which I know some of the ladies can't wait to get started on that, and I'm looking forward to that as well because I love working on web projects. I'm ADD. I've got attention deficit disorder, and I shouldn't joke about that. It's not a funny thing. But I just say that to say that I'm always jumping on to another project, which is why being a web designer works really well for me because when I get bored with my own stuff, I get to make other people's stuff pretty. So that's something that I enjoy. As a matter of fact, I can show you, this is actually one of my recent clients, Rhonda, who's one of the lovely ladies participating in Power Up Plus. We just did 2 websites for her. I did her main website, which is Swagger for Christ Ministries. Absolutely love her concept. A positive youth ministry website for young people in urban communities, as she finds they are often not targeted as much as they should be and really wanting to have the young people in the church. We worked on Swagger for Christ Ministries, the main website, and then a ministry website, a membership website for ministries that would like to work with her, which I think is amazing. So the second part of her project, which we just completed, was putting together a membership website for different ministries who would like to create a youth ministry page with her as a partner working with her. So she's definitely got a big vision. I'm so excited about the fact that we just wrapped up the 2 websites and she's launching there. So if you guys do have questions about putting together a membership site, landing page, regular blog, wherever you are, I am able to kind of help you and kind of work with you on those things as well. Valerie says, and I probably missed this point because I only see a part of it. How about when you are selling a physical product? I missed part of that. I'm not sure. Probably in relation to something that I said a few minutes ago. But if you can kind of expand on that question, I can definitely answer it for you if you are still on the session today. And I'll just kind of take a look at that in 2 seconds to see. And, of course, I've definitely got to get ready, right? I got to get ready to jump into the next session with my ladies. Selling an information product versus a physical product. How would you apply these tools and strategies? Honestly, there's no difference. There is absolutely positively no difference to selling them. I could give you more specific examples on that, or we can talk more, or you can send me an email. But short answer is there is no difference. I do have to wrap up for today, ladies, so I got to check in with my Power Up Plus attendees and make sure everything is good for them for our session happening in 15 minutes. If you want to join us, you can sign up at pup.sistasense.com. Again, any other questions for me, send them to lhenry@sistasense.com. Goodbye, ladies, and thank you so much for joining us. Take care. Bye.